Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 9:01 a.m. and you are listening to and watching Good Morning, Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this morning we're proud to welcome a brand new guest to our program, Omar Ramos, the director of the Waterford Place Cancer Resource Center in Aurora, and operations manager.
That's correct. Good morning, Curtis.
Right.
Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate the time to not only talk about Waterford Place, but to catch up with you as well. We've obviously been in the community together in different events and different capacities, so it's always good to see you again and sort of touch base and see where your life is headed.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you very much for asking. This is a great discussion. Great to wake up, with you this morning as well. And for the listeners today, we're going to talk a lot about Waterford Place, an exciting event coming up on Monday, Monday the 13th as well, too. As we get started with the conversation, it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, how has the work that you've been doing and the work that Waterford Place has been doing, what kind of impact has that had, during the year, sure, but especially with this month here?
That's a very loaded question, Curtis, but I will try my best to answer it in a short amount of time. First of all, I want to say that our vision at Waterford Place is really a world where anyone affected by cancer diagnosis is empowered to live with greater quality of life. We want to provide experiences. So our mission really is to provide community-focused, free, no-cost services that promote emotional, spiritual, physical, and social well-being. That's our impact that we want to have in the community. And it's not just something that is open to patients only. When I say anyone affected by a cancer diagnosis, that means anyone who supports someone who's affected by cancer, anyone who loves someone who's affected by cancer. Those individuals are also invited and welcome to come to Waterford Place to engage in the wide breadth of programs that we have. So we look at, impact. When I first think about when we opened 10 years ago, we were serving approximately 200 people in the very first year that we opened. Just this past fiscal year, which ended in, I believe it was June 30th of this year, we were servicing 925 people.
Wow.
So a significant impact and increase in what we're doing with the community. Those 925 people made about 7,000 visits to the center. That's a significant increase for us in seeing traffic come into our space where people are connecting with others, not just the program. I think that's something that I always say, hey, our programs are fantastic. It's a beautiful space. It's like a spa-like environment, but it's the people that make that place really glow,
right,
that really connect one another. So you may not be ready for a specific support group or to do one-on-one counseling with someone, but you might connect with somebody talking about sports while you're sitting down at the sofa next to the fireplace drinking a cup of coffee while you're waiting to get your massage.
Right.
So those little community-focused interactions are really what I feel make the space special.
And those have increased. Those have really increased, and just like you said, there's Cafe Con Leche events that have happened there. There's all kinds of great talks, and it's also open to some community groups or individuals if they wanted to also host an event or a talk within the space as well.
Yes, so what we've done with individuals who want to bring awareness to cancer through an education or a social program, as long as there is some connection to the cancer experience, okay, I'm willing to say, hey, host your event at Waterford Place. Reach out to me. Let's talk about what it's looking like for you. What's the impact that you want to make, and how does it tie back to the cancer community and those going through that experience?
Right.
Now, for example, I have something coming up this Saturday with a sorority group out of Bolingbrook. The sorority group is called Sigma Gamma Rho. Fantastic organization of women, okay, who are specifically engaged in educating people of color about breast cancer awareness,
right,
because there are significantly more negative outcomes associated with cancer survivorship to those in Black and brown communities.
Right.
So we want to elevate those voices. So when they came to me asking to rent the space, I was like, wait a minute, tell me what you're doing. And how does it impact? And they told me the whole thing. I said, no. You guys come here for free. We want to make sure that we are both getting this word out to our Black and brown communities. Please let me host you for free.
Right.
So those are the ways that we can do that, and we've been doing that now for 3 years with them, and they're just a fantastic group of people who are able to bring an awareness and elevate the voice of Black women who are struggling with breast cancer.
That's very powerful, and it's very much needed. The information piece and the resources and where to find them for many communities, not just our own here in Aurora, but even statewide. There's a lot of folks who struggle, but finding that information and those pieces to really feel comfortable have been a challenge. So it's great to hear that that's happening here locally. In a firm
That's
fashion.
what it's all about, local impact.
Right.
We are in Aurora, of course, and everybody knows we've got 4 counties plus, so
Yep.
although Waterford Place is specifically a program out of the Rush Copley Foundation, we were never branded as a Rush program. It was Waterford Place Cancer Resource Center for the longest time. You never saw the logo of Rush or the name Rush associated with it just until last year. And that was intentional. We wanted people to know that regardless of where you're being treated, who your doctor is, what hospital system that you're a part of,
Right.
we don't care. We want to serve you. We want to help you. We want to make sure that you get to your next phase in survivorship empowered, strong, supported, seen, heard.
Right.
So we have people coming to us. I'd say over 50% of our participant population at Waterford Place is coming to us from another organization other than Rush. So it's very inclusive to anyone affected by cancer.
Okay.
So we're really proud of that.
Yep. The time is 9:07. If you're just joining us, you are watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast, and we are here with Omar Ramos, the operations manager and director at Waterford Place Cancer Resource Center here in Aurora. Located on New York Street.
No. We are at the intersection of Route 34, Ogden Avenue, and Waterford Drive.
Ah, okay.
So just outside the main hospital campus, we have our Heart Institute building, which is just across the street from us as well.
That's right. I was so way off, listeners. Please forgive me. Mr.
Don't worry,
Pope,
Curtis.
Mr.
It's
Pope and I
early.
just talked about. Yeah, it is early. I don't have my coffee. Me and Mr. Pope and I just talked about this because I used to run when I had a decent running regimen.
I remember he's getting back into
at the
it,
gym.
too.
Yeah, which was a fantastic place.
Yeah.
Fantastic place. Now you've been at Waterford for 7 years.
That's correct.
What has that been like for you? How have you grown? How have you grown individually, emotionally, and immensely in this role?
That is a fantastic question. I have been there for 7 years, and I remember I've been at Rush Copley. I've served at Rush Copley for 31 years now, and coming to Waterford Place has been the highlight of my professional career.
Okay.
Not only because I've had opportunities to learn so many new things, but I've had an opportunity to engage with the cancer community. So I've learned how to be resilient, how to bounce back from hard things. I've learned how to be mindful, how to incorporate gratitude into my daily experience. A lot of cancer patients that I talk to, they say, I would never wish that this would happen to my worst enemy. But I have learned so much about who I am as a person, what I value in my life, and what I want to spend my time on. Because of, the reality that maybe I know when my life might end. Those deep conversations, those experiences with individuals, I have learned from those experiences. I've seen their struggle. I've seen their commitment to their own well-being. I've seen their self-motivation come through to be at an exercise class on a Monday morning. And I'm like, wow, what have I that is challenging me that much that keeps me from doing the things that I believe in, that I value? And I start gaining all these little pieces of wisdom and understanding and watching somebody else power through one of the most traumatic experiences of their lives, and I take that, I say, okay, if they can do it, I can do it too.
Right.
I may not have cancer, but I got my own things. We all have things that we struggle with.
Absolutely.
Everyone in life is able to connect with one another at some point based on a shared common struggle.
Right.
And I think those lessons that I've learned from that community have empowered me to live my own life in a better way, to hug my kids a little bit more frequently, to spend time with those that I love more intentionally. And those have been the things that have really blessed me being a part of Waterford Place.
Yeah, it's the that's a fantastic why. It kind of mirrors, at least in my own personal journey, like with Neighbor Project. That's why
Yeah.
that's why I love working for Neighbor Project. I grew up in a community that didn't have a Neighbor Project,
Yeah, it's
where
incredible.
nobody had that.
Right?
Nobody. The mentality of that was just absent.
It's the presence of knowledge that's being brought into our community about things that can bring us to the next level.
Right.
It's about elevating our voices, empowering us to the next stage. And Waterford Place, the Neighbor Project, similar programs throughout the Aurora area are doing just that.
Right. Let's talk about the team. Who is your team? Tell us about your staff and all the people who make it all happen. Right?
Oh my gosh! Well, that it's really incredible because the actual Rush Copley team is just about 4 of us. So there's myself as the program development operations manager, and then I have Kathy Perez, who's new to our team, about 4 or 5 months now. She's our program coordinator. Okay. So she's got her master's in social work and has brought a lot of her experience to our team in order to develop the programs in a way that are meaningful, that are impactful, that make sense to our community. And, she's also bilingual. All of our staff are bilingual staff, so we operate in both English and Spanish formats. We do provide Spanish programming as well as our community. And then I have Ruth Medrano, who you know from your work with the Neighbor Project back in the day.
Absolutely.
She is the glue that holds that place together. So although I'm the person that's called the director, she pretty much directs that space. She runs the day-to-day operations. She makes sure that everybody's scheduled, that all the phone calls are done, registrations completed, orders all the supplies, gets everybody paid. She holds that whole space together. She's our pretty much front point operations person. And then I do have a fantastic team member, Erica Artiaga, who also is an administrative assistant that works with us. She covers our part-time evening programs. So we're available Tuesday, Thursday, and Wednesday till 8:30 in the evening. So we're doing programs that are later at times as well. So she helps round out that team. Now, in addition to those 3, we do have about 20 contractors and volunteer staff members who come in and actually do the wonderful work of Waterford Place. We have the cosmetologists are there cutting hair and fitting people with wigs, customized fully, so that they feel beautiful, dignified, and comfortable walking out of that space and going into survivorship. We've got estheticians who are there focusing on skincare, licensed massage therapists who know how to navigate the body while it's going through pain and struggle. We have Reiki masters who are teaching people how to do Reiki, experience vibrational sound therapy, sitting in a sound meditation bath with about 20 other people, being pampered and loved on. These are the kinds of people that we have working at Waterford Place, and then we have incredible volunteers who come out, both from a contractor perspective who will facilitate Reiki experiences for others, but also participants who have been so gratefully impacted by the program that they want to give back, and they act as ambassadors at the Rush Copley Cancer Center, meeting new people, sharing their stories, and encouraging them. You've got to come check this place out.
That's awesome. And how can folks, if they're interested, learn more, find out more? What's your contact information?
Absolutely. So if you'd like to know more about Waterford Place, we do have a dedicated website. You can just type in www.waterfordcrc.com, and that'll take you to our home landing page. From there, you'll be able to download and review our program guides, both in English and Spanish, and you can actually fill out a registration form online as well, directly from the website. All of our contact information is there, so you can reach out to us by each team member. Our profiles are there as well. You can get our email addresses and phone numbers available there. And that's really the best way to do it. But we also have an app for our center that we just launched, I'd say, earlier this spring. It's the Waterford Wellness at Rush app. So if you want to grab the app, sign up, check out what we're doing in our classes and our programs, you can do that just from an app and get connected to us as well.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, there's an event coming up on Monday. It's the Pretty in Pink event. It's going to be Monday, October 13th, 5 to 7 p.m. Hair loss practitioners from Level Up Beyond Beauty will be on site at the Healthplex to install an extension of pink in your hair for $20 each. We have the flyer for this. This flyer, you will start seeing that appearing in our social media. Let's talk about this event a little bit. Is this the first of its kind for Rush?
This is not actually.
Waterford?
So this program is a brainchild of a couple of our staff members at the Rush Copley Healthplex,
Okay.
Cheryl Myers and Lori Macy, have gotten together. They said, hey, we want to do something to bring awareness, not only to our direct community at the gym, but people outside of the space. We
Right.
want to do something to impact those who are going through cancer. So they started a fundraiser by connecting a local salon to say, hey, come in and we're going to put some pink hair extensions, pay a small fee of $20. It's just a way to show solidarity with the community.
Right.
And then those a portion of those proceeds are donated back to Waterford Place. So this is the 5th year that we're doing this event, but this is the first year that we're using Level Up Beyond Beauty. So Level Up Beyond Beauty is a local salon space with cosmetologist and medical hair loss expert Beverly Warren.
Okay.
So she's well known in this community as well. So she's going to be leading that up for us. And shout out to her because she came through in a pinch for us because we had some difficulties getting our salon experience set up this year.
Mm-hmm.
She heard about it, she said yes, and she made it happen. So I'm really grateful for her, and I give a shout out for Beverly because she's been a great partner in all the work that we're doing. So we're excited about what this could be, and really looking to generate some buzz in our community and get people to come out and just support. I actually did it, it was 2 years ago.
You did?
I had
Oh,
longer
boy.
hair back then. I got my pink extension in, and it was just a great experience to help support the individuals in that space.
You had to look like a rock star, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
a rock star all the way.
So what is what's the rest of the year look like? We've just entered October. What does the rest of this month and our November, December look like?
Well, it's actually really cool because tomorrow's our 10-year anniversary open house event. We have been serving this community for 10 years now. And the greatest thing about all of this is that, again, we're doing this fully funded by philanthropy. There isn't, a hospital that's giving to us. There isn't some outside organization that's supporting us. We are supported completely by donor dollars in this community.
Wow.
So you think about 10 years, and each year it takes close to $500,000 to $600,000 to run this program, and people in our community continue to give to this program. Absolutely incredibly faithful community, and we're really grateful for that. Being able to do that is incredible. So of course, October comes and there's a lot of awareness about what we're doing, but we also want to let people know, hey, if you've never been here before, or you're just curious about what integrative cancer experiences are, come find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Open house is at 4:30 until 7, and we're following this Discover What's Possible theme. So for people who've never been, or maybe you've been there before, but you haven't done everything that we do, because there's a lot to do. We've got 6 major program areas. We've got education, mind, body, and spirit, wellness programs, salon and spa, support services, family programs. Within there, we're running probably 35, 40 programs a month. So people can come in and maybe try one thing and not realize, hey, we're doing cooking demonstrations that night, or we're implementing music therapy the next week.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of things that are happening. So we're saying, hey, come check us out. You'll get a little passport when you show up to the open house.
Okay.
And you get stamps for all the stations that you visit. If you get at least 4 stamps, you'll be able to turn that passport in and leave home with a little special gift from Waterford Place.
Oh.
So there's some cool things that are happening tomorrow. But then again, we have our Saturday event with our sorority Sigma Gamma Rho.
Okay.
And then we also have a couple of fundraising events in addition to the one that we're doing with the Healthplex, the Pink
Right.
Out. So there is Brighton Collectibles in the Fox Valley Mall is running a special all this month. It's called The Power of Pink.
Okay.
So they're selling bracelets and jewelry items, each having some component of a donation that comes back to Waterford Place. There's also a beautiful little boutique in Naperville called J. McLaughlin, and they're actually running a special at the end of the month where you can come in during that weekend, and whatever you purchase that weekend, a majority of that goes to Waterford Place.
Wonderful.
So lots of different events that are happening in the community, and we've been really grateful to have those partnerships in the community. People like Sigma Gamma Rho. We've got the Healthplex. We've got J. McLaughlin.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the boutique store in the mall.
Yeah.
All those different places, people like that are really making sure that our mission and our vision continues to move forward in the community. So we're really excited, but we're also moving into our family programs. So
Okay.
October, November, December is when we invite all of our families to come out and engage with us. So that means you, the people that love you, your kids, their grandkids, whoever that special person is to you is invited to come to Waterford Place in October for a what we call Hocus Pocus Family Focus event. So you can register
Hocus
to
Pocus
come.
Family Focus.
And we all dress up in costume. I already got my costume ready to go. And I have my manager friends from Rush Copley come over, and they sponsor candy tables. And they talk about their different spaces at the hospital. So there's interactive little tables that you can meet with. Everybody dresses up. We have candy. We have raffles. We have arts and crafts going on where kids can make their own masks, make their own candy bags. Just fun things for families to do together. Because we know that cancer can often sort of knock a family off track, whether the intentionality is pulled away, the fatigue is too much. We know that, it can be difficult. And especially in October, it's either raining or snowing on Halloween. We don't want cancer patients out in the elements,
right.
So we're doing it all inside. It's a beautiful experience for people to have. November, we're putting on a full-on professional photography shoot for you and your family. You come on out, we take beautiful photos, and we send the link to you for everything. You provide just your email address, and you get all the free photos. You can do whatever you want with them. They're copyright free. You own them. We had lots of people make calendars, gift cards. They send it to their families during the holidays. So it's a really high quality photography night. And then December, we invite everybody to come back. First week of December, and we're making our own gifts for one another. So it's called Presents for Patients. You're able to sit down between 7 or 8 different stations that are sponsored by community groups who come in and say, hey, let's do something that's meaningful. Let's take time to be mindful about how we're interacting with one another, but make something with our own hands to give to somebody that we love who's affected by cancer.
That is amazing.
It's incredible. The amount of things that we can do in these spaces, it's just fantastic. That's why I love this job so much. I love this space and the creativity that comes along with it, the passion that we get from being around others who are going through some incredible things and making their lives even better. It's just beyond sometimes what I can fathom and take in.
Right. I know you are a man who loves what you do, truly. I've been either a booth close to you or seen your booth, or we've had booths at the same events, from Prisco Center to setting up in the FEC once upon a time with your wonderful family playing musical instruments.
Right. Yeah, I forgot
we
about
go
that.
back.
Yeah. We did the Christmas event.
Santa was there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had my daughter singing. My kids are singing.
Absolutely.
Playing the guitar. Yeah.
Yep. So I know you're a person who loves what you do, and it shows. And again, the community and the hard work that the whole team at Waterford Place does and has been doing is really a testament to Aurora. 9:22 is the time if you're just joining us. We're here with Omar Ramos, program manager, and
it's a long title.
It
is.
is.
I often just say manager because it's program development and operations manager.
That's what it is. That's right. Question: What was the penny drop moment for you in your career? What was the moment where you realized, wow, I didn't know that this is why I'm here? What was that moment?
I'm honestly going to say, just before coming into my role at Waterford Place, I served as a financial counselor coordinator at Rush Copley in the patient access department. I had been in that position for 12 years, and I actually learned a lot in that spot. But I've gotten to the place where I was like, okay, I'm looking for my next growth arena. And I'll be honest, I think I was a little bit discouraged trying to figure out, well, where's my next space? Because I couldn't clearly envision where it would be.
Right.
And I was, one of my colleagues who was working with me in this space happened to mention, hey, did you see this job opening at Waterford? And I'm like, well, what is that? Mm-hmm. So I started to look at it. And the thing that really hit me the most, Curtis, was that I didn't have to ask for money anymore. If any of you who've worked in healthcare know the struggle of financial toxicity and the impact that finances have on someone's decision to access care, that began to weigh on me just a little bit. And I was like, you know what? It would be really great to move into a space where I can continue to support people passionately and encourage them with empathy and move to the next space in life, and being able to offer it at no cost.
Right.
That was the penny drop. I was like, you can sign me up for that program every single day of my life.
Right.
That's incredible. And to be able to do that because there's a community standing behind us, penny drop. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, I could do this for the rest of my life.
Right. Right. That's amazing. I asked that because I was just recently reminded of mine at the Neighbor Project. As you know, you work somewhere for a while and, you get into the daily routine of
Yeah, yeah,
everything. And,
absolutely.
and, and the why never leaves. You're not going to forget it, but sometimes it gets buried. And I was
Yeah.
just reminded of mine a few days
What
ago.
was yours?
Mine was, again, I grew up in a community that didn't have a Neighbor Project. A lot of folks didn't know how to either access, and there could be a whole nother discussion about redlining and different things like that, and
Yeah.
how housing authorities were created and why communities have been segregated. Anyway, I was reminded of mine when I was meeting a woman who asked about Neighbor Project and reached out for her family member who was just coming out of a rough relationship, getting things squared away, and she didn't believe that our programs were free, and there was a $50 charge for one, but there was a waiver
Yeah.
for that $50 anyway, and she just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And she, the meeting was over, and we're still here. I'm kind of hungry. I want to leave, but she's telling me, she's like, you know what? Had I known this, I would have passed this information, and that was it. Because again, people don't believe it. They
Well,
don't believe it.
How many times we've heard nothing in life is free?
Absolutely, absolutely. And people are calloused by that. People
Yes.
are calloused by that. And just like you said, people may not reach out. They might, it says free, gratis, whatever, and they just might, and they'll
Right.
turn the page.
There's
They'll
always
keep,
there's
they'll
always some
keep-
string attached. Like, what do you
Absolutely.
want?
And they'll keep scrolling.
Yeah.
This person didn't. She had had enough and just decided, I've been seeing this, 630-906-9400 forever. Call a brother.
Hey, I like that. You guys
You
got
know?
that number? We gotta say that one more
Absolutely.
time.
So we met at a Dunkin' Donuts,
Nice.
talked it over some coffee, and that was the why. That's why I do this job, because people know that, just like, right, they see us, and they see us with boots on the ground, and that's what matters. You have to be that living impact.
And I think what's important to say about free programming is that free programming is valuable.
Right.
Because it doesn't just represent that program. It represents the community who made that program possible. So
Right.
no, it's not free in the sense that, someone didn't pay for it.
Right.
No, someone surely did pay for that. Someone made sure that that donation was made, that in-kind gift was given to make sure that someone else was able to access what was previously inaccessible.
Exactly.
And I think knowing that as the value is what would make someone committed to come to a free program.
Right.
Because you're like thinking, well, it's nothing out of my pocket. It doesn't matter if I show up or not. No, it does matter. It does matter if you make an appointment and you don't show.
Right.
Because that person who made that accessible to you, again, was like, hey, I'm making this available for you.
Absolutely.
Don't let me down. Take it. Take advantage of it. Make the most of it. We want to make sure that you grow, that you blossom into the person that you could be.
Exactly.
So I think that's incredible that, again, we both sort of have the ability to be in spaces where we're taking value that someone else has paid for and being able to go out to a community in desperate need
Right.
and say, hey, here's a lifeline.
Absolutely. It's like being a mailman. Rain, sleet, or snow, Dunkin' Donuts, or the office.
Amen to that.
We're out of time. I want to say thank you very much, Omar. Much
My
appreciated.
pleasure. Thank
Much
you.
appreciated.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. Get ready to see more from Waterford Place Cancer Resource Center. We'll also be sharing the flyer about the event coming up on Monday the 13th. Going to be from 5 to 7 p.m. as well. If you got any questions about any of the information that you heard or saw today, you can please reach out to us in the DMs or email us at goodmorningaurora@gmail.com. Right now, Buenos Dias Aurora is going to begin. Yasmin Ortega Garcia, insurance agent with American Family Insurance, will be interviewing Linda Navarez, bilingual admissions coordinator at Wabanzi Community College. Be blessed. Take care of yourself and each other.
Modo Buzz. Este es un podcast dedicado a todas las personas influyentes que han sabido llegar adelante y subir y exponer sus carreras y sus negocios hasta lo máximo. Son personas que se han creado ya sea solos o con ayuda de alguna o de otra manera, pero que la han hecho en el